For 20 months, we had almost zero on revenue. We had no streams of revenue. We had to fire a lot. I felt like I didn't know how to survive. People see sports events as this money bank or this special place that are allowed everything to happen and everyone to strive, but it's all about consistency. We think that learn how to learn is a very good skill, and we provoke it every time we have to. There is one of these great things that we should do that is constant learning or lifelong learning. And I think that makes us who we are now.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show Coffee with Experts. This is your host Ranmay here. And today we have Daniel Krutman joining us from Brazil, who is the CEO at Ticket Sports. Hey Daniel, how's it going?
Hello, Ranmay. Thanks for having me with 8 hours of difference in our clocks.
Absolutely. Perfect, Daniel. Thank you for doing this with us. Really appreciate it. But before we move any forward, take us back how it all started, how come this interest in creating your own business, how that entrepreneurial, kind of decision making what triggered that thing to kind of make your own decision to start your own business, and also give us a bit about Ticket Sports, what it is all about, the business model, how is it going, and we'll take it off from there.
Okay. I come from a background of content stuff. I worked in the biggest industry of content, and we launched it back in 2007, Runner's World Magazine, which was a blast here in Brazil. With the magazine, I learned also to love this side of business, what we call endurance business. And then I went to event producer that made some few of the biggest races and triathlons and bikes and whatever you can call endurance events here in Brazil. And then it was a step for me to notice what the market needed. And it was a very good registrations platform. I was always driven to entrepreneurship. I always watched it with a very good eye in terms of how you can transform society with your own guts, with your own heart. And I think when the time arrived, I was ready to join this sports world with technology. And here I am, 10 years after, almost 11 years after founding Ticket Sports. And now we are one of the biggest players in the world. So I'm very happy to be an entrepreneur and to have chosen it 11 years ago. And I think when you choose it, you don't perceive what are the gains. After passes some time, you feel like a kid, like a children, someone who is have a soul. And my business for me have a soul. So that's why I think I'm in love with it.
Lovely. Quite a journey, I must say. And Daniel, like you mentioned, leading the industry right now, but it all started, with that startup energy at Ticket Sports. And now you guys are leading Brazilian sports ticketing. What was, as an entrepreneur, as the founder, what was the single hardest choke point in scaling that you faced after a certain point, and how did you break through it?
Well, I cannot say the pandemic times on this question because from one instance to another, we went from a good amount of revenue of a growth to zero. And for 20 months, we had almost zero on revenue. We had no streams of revenue. We came out eventually with virtual events, something like that, but we had to fire a lot. And
Yeah.
all the time I felt like I didn't know how to survive, but we always knew why we should survive. So I think that's a thing. Maybe for other entrepreneurs, there will be times you don't know how to survive, but if you know why to survive, things go well.
Absolutely. And talk about scaling your team, Daniel. I mean, when you would have started, right, as a founder, business owners wear multiple hats, right? You are doing literally everything, hiring a team, making them work, doing the books, the financing, and everything. How you handle that initial pressure, and then how you kind of, then went on to hiring a team and built the business and scale it.
It's a process. I don't think we finished it yet, and I don't think we ever will.
I'm glad you said this.
Yes, we cherish a lot. We put a lot of value on training. So we have space for people to develop themselves, not only with inside talking, but also participating in outside events, summits, or conferences, which have good speakers or professors, or maybe getting postgraduated or even getting MBAs. So we are a company that likes to learn,
Mhm.
and we are still like finding our best ways to learn. So we think that learn how to learn is a very good skill, and we like provoke it every time we have to. Inside our values, it's also one of the pillars as well. So if we say that what are the five things that we do the most? Of course, there is well-being. Of course, there is group working, and there is one of these great things that we should do that is constant learning or lifelong learning. And I think that makes us who we are now.
Very nice, very nice. And you have always been a data storyteller, right? What is your method of turning raw event data into strategy changing narratives?
I think it's not always about, but some politics is good. So you have to get a good PR strategy, and how you address to the world is something you should plan on how to do it. And I
Mhm.
think we try sometimes to control the narratives in order to them to be positive. We try to talk a lot with our clients. So I think the way we tell stories is always based on what we hear from the outside world. We try not to speak a lot of us like we do that, or even if I do like a lecture or something, I barely talk about ticket sports. I always bring the numbers ticket sports gave me, but I never speak about the company itself. I think when you have the opportunity to speak about something, you should speak about the world and your ideas and things that will actually help another markets or even people to grow. So I think that's one thing we do good about storytelling. We don't talk about ticket sports. We talk about things that matter, and it's not
Mhm.
selling.
Absolutely. And continuing from that, you have been in the business for like 11 years now, like you were mentioning in the green room. You would have interacted with a lot of sports event organizers, and I would have experienced a lot of events, kind of putting them on your platform and understanding the funnel end to end. So, what is the biggest mistake, as per you, Daniel, you see all these sports event organizers make when it comes to ticketing or participant experience? And then, what is your recommendation to them?
I think the main error is not to expect some time to build something really incredible and to focus on experience. So we have been looking for a lot of short vision companies that simply go there and die. What we see is a very huge rate of mortality in our businesses. So this happens because of the lack of like a more a broad a more broad timeline, and people are focused on making money right now. So those are who don't go away. I mean, don't go and grow. I think that's the main mistake. People sees sports events as this like money bank or this special place that are allowed everything to happen and everyone to strive, and but it's all about consistency.
So, Daniel, sports as an industry is shifting from, being just an event to being an always on digital experience these days, right? How do you see that evolution reshaping the business model of ticketing in particular?
Perfect. There are some things that are already happening with, for example, Face ID, everything. It
Yeah.
will be all by Face ID soon. And we will not have any more protocols or even bib numbers when you say about races or something like that. It will be all about your face. When you like take a picture of you, and then all the entrances will be with Face ID, which will increase a lot the speed of entering the places, entering the venues, or even taking out your kit to run another day. So that's a thing for very short term. If you think about long term, I think the experience will change as a whole. For example, if we have like very short coding or even no coding, we won't need registration platform anymore because everyone will be able to make itself special and all like pain-based registration platform that will like break all of the others. So we are worried about that, and how can we be this almost no coding platform that makes all senses to organizers in order for them to have a very customized experience. And if we look a little bit further, all this event ecosystem will really rearrange when we have augmented reality experiences
Yeah.
and artificial intelligence telling people what to do next. And especially on hardware, how do you make augmented reality works for someone who is like practicing sport? That is a challenge that we will surpass and will like exchange all the powers in this market. And it's very interesting to think about it. Maybe, I don't know if you see that movie, Player Number One, Ready
Mhm.
Player Number One, about a guy who lives in another world. It's from Steven Spielberg, which is a very good take on what we're gonna have in terms of sports in the future.
I'll for sure watch it.
Yeah, you
Good.
should.
Yeah. Perfect, Daniel. This has been a great conversation. But before we let you go, I would like to play a quick rapid fire.
Let's do that.
All right. One thing that you really envy of your immediate tough competitor. Anyone. I mean, you don't have to name anything.
I think they can be quicker than us in terms of answering clients, which is a
Okay.
very good thing.
Yes. In your space. In fact, in every business for that matter. Right.
Yes.
Right. Moving on. Your last Google search.
My last Google search. Okay. I was looking for what coolness means in our time because I was like troubled about this thoughts about what is cool now. So that's what I looked for. So
All
shallow,
right.
right?
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, Google searches reveal so much about you, you know? I mean, what you're thinking and stuff, right? If you're
Yes.
not looking into I mean, a lot of, business owners are at all times kind of looking at various ways to scale their business and have something relevant search around that, right? But it's just good at times to kind of, think about something which is not related to your business. That was a good one.
I am using Chat GPT a lot
Yeah.
instead of Google. I don't know if you do too.
Yeah. Obviously. Now, moving on, your celebrity crush, Daniel.
My celebrity crush. I will take Catherine Zeta-Jones in Zorro movie,
Okay. All right.
which is very
Where do we
specific.
find you on Friday evenings after office or after work?
Of course, with my family and my son, who is 5 and wants to play with me every time.
That is lovely. My son is 2, so maybe, some time to go
Uh,
before that happens.
Yeah, now he's all his mother's son, but then will be the time that he will be like freedom. Then fathers arrive.
Right. Perfect, Daniel. This has been a great conversation. I'm sure our audience would love it. And yeah, I mean, thank you so much for taking out time to do this with us, man. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate your invitation, and it was great to talk to you. And go there, entrepreneurs. Let's stick together and make things happen and change the world together. I believe in
Absolutely, man.
entrepreneurship. Yes,
Absolutely. Cheers.
just to that.